Toopy being the most evil character on Treehouse TV is technically an understatement when you put into account all of his actions. The Magic Whoosher. Magic Whoosher was a super magic vacuum that could suck up anything and everything. It almost ended the world. However, it thankfully burped everything back out. I don't know what caused Toopy to make this, but then again, Toopy's really stupid, so maybe that's why. You can also see him constantly being a little bit rude or not caring towards Binu's needs. As you can see, Binu never talks on the show, except for once in Fabulous Adventures, where we can't even hear him. So either Toopy's purposefully not letting Binu talk, for some really strange reason, which I don't really want to know the reason if that's the case, or potentially Toopy speaking too much and never lets Binu have the spotlight. Toopy has way too much pride as well for himself, as Toopy never even wants to put anyone else on the spotlight. He always thinks it's about himself. If you don't believe me, let's look at Worm Circus. In Worm Circus, Binu is obviously going inner Giga Chad. Classic Binu. With bouncing this worm on a unicycle. I don't know how this guy does it, but props to Binu. Toopy is juggling two balls, and he thinks the audience is clapping for him, when in fact he has no friends and no one's clapping for him. Everybody's clapping for Binu instead. But Toopy is oblivious to the fact that people can clap for another person and how he's not the best. This is proof that Toopy has too much pride, and Toopy doesn't even care about other people's achievements. You can also constantly see Toopy not caring about Binu's needs or support or safety. I mean, just look at Vroom Vroom Zoom. Every day they're flying on a bed with no seatbelts, and the edges are available to fall off, by the way. I wouldn't ride that if I were you. Just saying. Toopy is also constantly being seen as a bad friend, as you can clearly see. A lot of his friends, like the elephant, or at least in the old show, I don't know about now, a lot of the people he considers friends, like the dragon, he always forced them to put on a story for Toopy and Binu's enjoyment. However, Toopy never returned the favor. Toopy also has a dictator mindset, which could sound stupid in theory, but when you realize it's true. So basically, as we have discussed a while ago, Oscar Blinky is secretly living in Toopy's world, as this little ball in Big Parade. Which means Tree Town is definitely canon to Toopy and Binu, or Toopy and Binu's canon to Tree Town. Meaning Toopy, at least at some point, let Oscar Blinky. However, we've never seen a doll or a talking marker in the show at all. Meaning Toopy was discriminating against who he was allowing into his world, which is a little bit strange. He only wanted certain objects to come in, and other objects were kicked out. As we see, Oscar Plunky's here, and we have some, like a swimming pool, but he never let Dolly in once. I don't know what he's doing with her and what kind of beef there is, but honestly, if this is the extreme extent of Toopy, I don't really want to know what the beef is. So yeah, that's exactly why Toopy is the most evil character on the whole channel, for having a dictator mindset, almost ending the world with a magic whoosher, not caring about Binu's safety or success, and also putting himself first all the time and being a bad friend. I think it's safe to say that Toopy is, indeed, the worst character on Treehouse TV. I just want to make a disclaimer that all these actions that Toopy has done are probably not from some sort of evil intent deep down, but rather Toopy's stupidity. As we know in the show, he's really dumb, so Toopy probably doesn't even realize what he's doing. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.